Try to balance that out.
Well, I think a lot of the homebrewers down here initially started out because for many years, Key West didn't have a lot of really interesting beers down here. I've had the opportunity to move here during a really big resurgence of craft beer in Key West. But I know that one guy that I've spoken to was like, oh yeah, the reason why I started brewing my home brew is because I couldn't stand Budweiser anymore. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He was like, think about it. He was like, you know how you can't find underwear on this island? He's like, think about that.
I agree. I agree. I had to move to North Carolina to find underwear, and I found some. And they're pretty damn comfortable, I would say.
It's really bizarre lack of underwear on this island.
No, I mean,
there's
and also socks. Try finding socks. I mean, it's weird.
I'm Kevin Mark, and you're listening to Key West Beer Tales, the sum of all beers.
What did you do there,
I'm
Dave?
on Untappd now.
You're official.
Untapped.
I'm official.
It says Luhta Brew Gin and Juice. If you
For those of you who don't know what
I love
Untappd is,
it.
it's
Dave.
UNTAPPD, and it's a fun thing
you guys-
can drink socially with your
Social
friends
media.
You guys should
with your
also
app.
do it that way. There's 5 of them on there.
Oh my gosh, I have
Luhta
to find
Brew.
my phone.
And
Luhta
all
Brew.
the people that follow all of us can see that we have had her beer and what we did.
Oh,
I rated it a 2.1.
out of?
Out of 10, or
1.0.
5 out of 5. Out of 5.
I rated why are you going to call me the carpet like that? Just kidding. I rated it pretty well. I wasn't going to tell her in front of it. She can look that shit up.
I can look it up. And I
It's because she's on Untappd, and I know
Well,
she
when
is.
you own Luhta Brew, you can.
Gin and
I
juice.
can do whatever I want.
It is.
Luhta Brew is now on.
Luhta Brew, the
I don't
brewer
know
of
if you're going to
Flying
go with
Fin
that,
beer.
but I think it sounds good.
I like
I
it.
spelled
I'm
it
going
right,
with
right? I
You
spelled
did.
it.
You actually did. Which is shocking. No one ever spells my last name right, so.
I was listening.
We told them. We helped them out.
We repeated it. You got it.
Oh man, this is my 87th time checking in at Cork and Stogie. I must check in here everywhere.
I think that was a marvelous beer.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
I greatly appreciate that.
Agreed.
I truly
thoroughly
do this
enjoyed
because I
that.
like the feedback.
I
Now,
thoroughly enjoyed that.
You said it was a wheat beer, so I
That was
I
what
classified it
yeah,
as a
that's-
wheat beer.
That's what it started as.
Is there anything you would pair with this beer? Mark?
Hugs.
What?
Hugs.
Hugs. Oh.
I think Mark wants a hug.
Oh,
There we
yay.
go.
Mark's getting a hug.
I just
a
got a
nice-
hug.
I was going to give him
Jacqueline
one.
is
He
an
doesn't want
excellent
one.
hugger, by the way.
I love to hug.
Yeah,
She's
she
a
is
very
an
nice
excellent
person.
hugger.
Thanks.
Totally a hugger.
I definitely enjoy. So Jacqueline is one of the members of my Monday night rom-com viewings here at the Cork and Stogie.
Look forward to it every
Yeah.
We have to
Could you
reinstitute.
explain
We
what a
have to
rom-com
Let's
viewing
bring
is?
that back.
Sounds almost like a wake.
Romantic
yeah, well, it is sort of
No.
like a wake, but
But you're
there's laughter, there's crying.
It's very touching moments.
romantic comedies.
Romantic comedy.
Comedies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all works out in the end,
Jing.
which is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
magical.
That's like what we
It's
saw
kinda
last
magical.
night. That movie was a romantic comedy.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
What, Mad Max?
Mad Max.
No, it was.
Across the universe, actually.
Oh yeah, Across the
There you go.
Universe
It's
is
not
quite
quite a
good.
rom-com.
That is a
It's
good
more
one.
like
I had
a
tears in my
rom-musical.
eyes at the end of the movie.
A romsicle?
a romsicle.
A romsicle.
Romsicle.
Hey,
Is that
delicious
like a
version
creamsicle?
It's like a
romsicle.
It's like Beatles music and love. Love,
Yeah.
love,
And
was
hugs.
love, love, love.
Yes,
and
and
hugs.
hugs.
And
And
hugs.
hugs.
Yes.
You know, I'm seeing everybody's glass empty here, so perhaps it's time to go on to the next beer.
All right, we're moving on to the next beer,
Moving on.
I think. Are we moving on to the next beer?
We are moving on.
Okay.
Okay.
We have another beer.
From Luhta Brew.
From
Luhta Brew.
It's another
Luhta
Flying Fin beer.
Brew. The Flying Fin.
Luhta Brew
Yeah,
Flying
you
Fin.
should name one the Flying Fin.
I know,
Well, the
I
beer
kinda like
could
that.
all be Flying Fin, and the brewery is Luhta Brew.
Luhta Brew. There you go.
I like this. All these
Dave's.
ideas.
Pass them on.
Oh, there we
Pass it
go.
on.
Okay, this one again. I was digging in the closet, so I had something to share.
How many different styles of beer have you made?
Actually, I was trying to think of this. Actually, I think if I recall, about 6.
6
Yeah.
different styles?
Yeah.
Do you have a preference as to what kind of beer you like?
To brew with, I tend to go back to wheat because it's just simple and you can do a lot with it.
Okay.
And you can just start like messing around with it. So this was my first stout.
Oh, good.
I like saying that like I'm a Canadian. A stout.
Stout.
It's a stout.
Stout.
Some of the Guinness we get here in the U.S. is from Canada. The big bottles. Have you ever seen those big bottles? They're Canadian.
Yeah, this is nice and dark, and it has that stout head with the lots of bubbles there. It's pretty.
I haven't tasted it yet,
It's pretty.
but I think
It's a lovely looking
there might be
beer.
cherry in this only because I see a red hue.
There is cherry.
Oh.
Who's you?
You.
Well, I have a toast for you. Toast.
Toast.
All right, toast.
Hang on.
Oh my God.
Mark hasn't finished
Poor Mark.
pouring
Sorry,
his own
Mark.
beer. He's taking
We're gonna
care
have
of
to
everybody
toast.
else.
We're gonna have to
Everybody
toast
else. He's
again.
still the
Here's a
bartender.
toast
There
to
we go.
Mark.
Toast with Mark.
There we go.
Toast to Mark.
Yay. I think we
Cheers.
Get everybody? All right.
What is your name?
I
of
didn't
this
get
one?
Dave Jr.
This,
I didn't
this
get
is
you.
Drunken
There we go.
Cherry Stout.
Drunken
Cherry
Cherry
Drunken
Stout.
cherry stout.
Now I am.
Oh, wow.
So, this
What kind of
one,
cherries?
They were dried organic cherries
Dried.
that I rehydrated, constituted with rum. With
Well, you're
Campari
evil.
rum. Huh?
You're evil.
I know, it was lovely. So I let the cherries sit in rum for a really long time.
Oh,
and
my
then,
God.
What's a really long time?
Uh,
I'm curious.
long is
Just
that?
curious.
it was at least like 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, that's
It
a
just
Oh,
very
that
long
was a
time.
long time. Yeah.
It just sucked all that stuff in there. And so this is one of those I was talking about where I just kind of kept going like, what else can I do? So I had this thing in my head about sort of like rum cherry, chocolate covered cherries somehow. So there's cocoa nibs in there. There's vanilla. There's and then I aged it on rum soaked oak chips for
Wow.
another. Yeah, there's some rum in there. Sorry. I was
And
skimming
then
it.
we put rum in it.
And then we put some more. So
And
it's
then
a
we just
drunken
threw some
cherry.
more rum in
Shout
that
out to rum.
sucker.
Dave, watch out.
This one's for,
She's
this
like-
one's for Dave Jr.
She just kept
Thank
going.
you. Thank you. For untapped purposes, your ABV?
It was 7.6.
Yes.
Oh, this is a hot
She
beer.
at any one of those stages, she could have ruined it, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
because you're doing more things.
Yeah, I just kept going,
You're-
oh, I should put vanilla in it because a chocolate-covered cherry sort of tastes like it has vanilla in it. So let me throw some vanilla in it, too. And it just kept...
But for the record, you didn't ruin it.
No,
No.
this is marvelous.
Yay, thank you.
Yeah,
that
good
was my
job.
first, like, dark, like, really stout
Seriously, yes.
type beer.
Very, very malty finish.
Yeah.
It's sweet. It's tart. It's not much oaky. I don't get personally.
Yeah.
I don't get too much oaky out of it,
I
but
think
I
the
do
rum
little,
killed
but a little
that.
bit.
Yeah, I get a lot of rum.
A lot of rum.
There's
Lot of
there's
rum.
a little oak on it. I mean, on the finish and like after you like swallow, you like sit for a second. There's some oak there. There's definitely some pencil wood.
Yes.
like it.
Shavings.
No, there's no lead.
There's
I'm
no
just
lead?
teasing.
Okay.
No, I'm not feeling the lead.
There's no lead in this
I'm just
pencil.
joking.
Does that describe it
Same
well
pencil.
enough for you?
One of the things I'll note about this beer is that it's a stout, and it's as dark as a stout, but the body of it is kind of on the.
Senior.
It's a little bit lighter than most of the stouts that I'm accustomed to. Here, send that around the globe.
Around there. There we go.
Around
For
and
instance,
round
if you
we
ever have
go.
like to have a Guinness or a Mackeson, the body is heavier than this. And I'm not criticizing; I'm just commenting on it.
It's true. Yes, I
And actually,
noticed that.
I'm thinking this is a good stout for the summertime because it has that. It doesn't have the gravity. No, not the. I shouldn't use the word gravity, but the weight that a conventional stout has.
Yes.
Kind of like the Pay the Ferryman porter wasn't a heavy porter. You know, it was kind
Right.
of like a light porter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has a cleaner finish.
So
But yeah,
this is a really nice beer.
Yeah, this is a very nice beer.
It sure is.
I would enjoy this with a good a nice steak, or I know our friend here Jacqueline is vegan, but
Yeah, I would not be having it with a steak.
well, I might be able to prepare
Maybe
a
some
tofu steak
asparagus
for
or-
Some
you.
asparagus. I'll have it with asparagus.
I need a whole box of chocolate-covered cherries with it. You can make a portobello steak.
Yeah.
You know,
Some red
what I'm
onions.
talking
Here's some
Here's
sauteed
something we
red
haven't
onion.
crested yet today or tonight, if you will, in any of the beers we've had. Dave Sr. Is there a cigar pairing you could do with this? We've talked about food pairings with a couple of the other beers, but we haven't talked about cigar pairings on any of them.
I didn't have a cigar pairing with any of the other ones, so
Okay.
that's fine.
Would-
So now
would
that
there
you,
be one with this?
now that you touch on this one, yes, absolutely on
Oh,
this
you,
one.
you have something in mind. Cool.
What would that be?
I'm going to the I got two cigars in mind. One's the Ditka 89, and one's the Puros Reynoso Double Maduro.
Okay.
So those two nice full-bodied cigars, and I think now I'm leaning toward the Puros Reynoso Double Maduro.
Cool.
Yeah, I would smoke a
Yeah.
Puros Reynoso Double Maduro with this. Definitely. This is I would call this a campfire beer.
Ah.
Definitely a campfire beer.
Why would you call it that? Just out of curiosity.
Just because it would be a nice beer while you're having by the campfire.
All right. I didn't know if there was like a
With
technicality
s'mores.
in there and some s'mores.
I want to go camping right now.
S'mores.
I want a
Dave Jr.
campfire.
has
Let's go
just
camping.
Can we set something on fire now?
No.
No, not in the bar.
Okay.
So, where do we go from here?
Hello, this is Dave Sr., and you're listening to Key West Beer Tales, the sum of all beers.
I don't know.
What do we do?
That's all I
Do
got.
you want to talk about
Luta
more?
Brew is awesome. Toast.
More beer,
Yeah.
brew?
Toast to
Toast
Luta
to-
Brew.
Toast to Luta Brew.
Hey.
Toast.
I go home and feel so happy about
Thank you,
myself.
Jacqueline.
Thank you all.
You did a great job with these beers,
You
and
really
I'm really
Thank you.
we're very happy to have you on our show. Thank you, Dave
That was my
Jr.,
first one of them.
Diamond Dave. But we're happy to have you on our show and as a special guest, and we hope you have continued luck in your future brews, and
Me too.
yeah. So you're just the great thing about homebrew is apparently people are making beer to consume on their own and share with others.
I have some friends coming in from Tampa, and they have a remarkable beer cellar. And I was like, oh, yeah, you guys got a beer cellar? That's cool, They're like, yeah, we have over 500 beers in there. And I was like, wow.
These are your
that's-
friends, the beer hoarders.
Yeah,
What's a
the beer
cellar?
hoarders.
That's a new show on A&E now.
Beer hoarders.
Beer hoarders.
Beer hoarders of Tampa.
It's time for the
Beer hoarders of Tampa.
what exactly is a cellar? I mean, we live in Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
The water table, for those who don't live here, the water table is like at about 3 feet, so there's generally no cellars or / basements in Florida.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Unless you're Hemingway.
Here and there. Hemingway has his house has a cellar.
It's also Casa Marina.
The rum bar down the
Oh,
street
do they?
does.
The rum bar
bar
does,
has
yes.
one?
Yeah.
And,
All right,
and my buddy Brian's house that I've been staying in the past couple of days, he's got a cellar.
He's got a
And
cellar too.
Brian.
Really?
So they're not unheard of, but they're not common either. So
Out of all these beers tonight, including the cocoa and the
Coco
ginseng
Loco.
and this cherry.
Drunken
Are you
cherry stout.
drunken
Cherry
cherry
stout.
stout
I named
from the
that one.
Luta
I'm
Brew?
so drunk.
I like the drunken cherry stout the best. I liked
Saw
them
you
all.
over there swirling
Drunken
your
Cherry
head.
Stout is like
Oh, this is
fantastic.
this is a
Make sure everybody
fabulous
gets
brew. It really is. It's just really fabulous brew.
I'll stash you a couple
it's
more.
wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Share that with your dad.
Now here's another question. The beers that you've brought tonight were
That's a ginseng.
were all in bottles. Do you do any draft?
Yes, actually, that was
Oh.
the two that won
That
the
won,
contest
yeah.
were in draft. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, when you have a little, outside bar attached to your house, those are attached to.
Well, we haven't seen your house
I
yet,
know.
or the attached bars.
Okay,
I have.
Mark has. He has been
Okay.
to a beer, not snob. What are we talking? Technical beer party.
A technical beer.
Technical.
Technical beer tasting.
Yeah, there was a lot of technical beer tastings.
Yes, there was a lot.
And then there was a breakdance session,
It was craziness.
and a torrential downpour.
Torrential downpour. My roof started leaking.
It all happened at once.
Yes,
It was craziness. And then I realized.
spontaneous breakdancing.
This was recent, I assume.
This was.
Last year,
Yeah, this has been probably a year.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Oh
Okay.
no, it was
Not that year. Maybe 6 months.
maybe 6 months. Yeah,
But it was awesome. Like the next day, I went to take the recycles out because there were all these bottles. And in my head, I started tallying up everything.
oh my god.
And I think I got to about at least like $2,000 worth of beer.
I mean,
it was insane.
there was a tremendous amount of beer that was drank. One of our co-conspirators remained on my couch for 3 days. I think.
Yeah, he couldn't move.
3 entire days.
3 days.
Holy
It was some
moly.
silliness.
Wow.
But there were some. The fellow from Cigar City had brought stuff.
Yes, Justin.
was
Justin